Yeah, so we're staying with football, Jamaica's top flight competition, the Jamaica Premier League, continuing this weekend with a full slate of matches, 5 on Sunday, and the remaining 2 games to be played on Monday evening. These are the matchups for the weekend. Montego Bay United against Malines, Cavalier Gardens taking on the leaders Mount Pleasant, Falkland to Humberland, who are 4th in the table at the moment. Vere United taking on Portmore, 7-time champions of the Premier League, Portmore. That'll be live on SportsMax. Cavalier taking on bottom of the table Chapelton Maroons. Cavalier currently number 3 in the table. Harbourview, the defending champions, against Dunbeholden. That's a repeat of last year's final. And Arnett Gardens taking on Waterhouse. Those 2 matches live on SportsMax on Monday evening. The marquee one listed as the JPL's El Clasico. 2nd placed Arnett Gardens tackling 7th placed Waterhouse, who are 1 point off a playoff spot. Our in-house football analyst, Leger Williams, joining us. Leger, how big is this one for both teams, Arnett and Waterhouse?
It's huge, really. Arnett, they're chasing Mount Pleasant, only 2 points off. They've been doing really well as of late. But, for Waterhouse, they're a team that are usually in the top 6. They're usually challenging at the top of the table. So then now they're a little bit off this season and aren't scoring the goals. But then now they're coming in to play this Arnett team. It's dubbed as El Clasico. I'm not sure about all that, but it's a huge fixture. So I'm assuming that it's going to be a really good game. I'm hoping it's going to be a really good game. And I think both teams, I lean towards maybe Waterhouse maybe needing this a little bit more than Arnett Gardens in the end.
Yeah, Arnett have scored, I think, 6 goals in their last 3 matches, not having scoring problems. They were winners over Waterhouse 2-0 in the first round when they met in early November. I suspect that Arnett will feel confident that because of Waterhouse's patchy kind of season, that they will be confident they can take care of them.
Yeah, I'm assuming that would be the case as well. But when it comes down to Waterhouse, they have a really good defense, actually, the 3rd best in the division. Arnett beat them 2-0 in the first game. But when you mention that, that's 20% of the goals that Waterhouse have conceded this season, just in that one game. So 15 games played, only 10 conceded. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Arnett Gardens can replicate the type of scoring form that they had against Waterhouse, and if Waterhouse can then start to create chances, because that's been their Achilles heel. I mentioned they've only conceded 10 goals. You'd assume that would place them higher up in the table, but they've only scored 14, and 4 of those came in one game. So they are they're improving, but they need to score more goals if they're going to really contend in the end. So it's going to be interesting, a clash of styles, really, to see who's going to come out on top in that one.
Yeah, and Leger, you're a man close to the action. You interview the players, you do commentary, and you've picked Waterhouse to win, which means I can't, dismiss your selection, because you're closer to the action than me. Now, if there is to be an upset and Arnett to win this one, where are the goals going to come from?
No, I said that Waterhouse need to win more. I wasn't giving any predictions as of yet.
Okay, what predict now?
I predict was going to be close till I actually do think Arnett will win the game.
All right, and
where the goals will come from, Fabian Reid, he's been fantastic. 7 goals so far this season. Deacon pushing on the wings, he's been really good as well. It's been really interesting to see whether or not they start Ajuma Johnson or they start Jaheim Johnson in that central attacking midfield space. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. For Waterhouse, if they can get that midfield solidity going, and if they can get the goals, if Devereux comes back into the lineup, and if Bradford can supply some finishes, they can also push for the win. It's going to be a really tight game, I think.
Yeah, Shaquille Bradford was a very exciting player the past couple of seasons. I know he had been away on some trial some time ago, and when he came back, I think he didn't look as fit as he needed to be. What's your assessment of that young player's current performance in the Waterhouse shirt?
I mean, it's a bit pitchy-patchy, to be honest. He has around 4 or 5 league goals this season, I believe. In some games, he looks absolutely fantastic. In the game against Malines 2 weeks ago, he striked because of the lack of Devereux in that game, and he looked really good. He looked really good up top. He was just as busy, really good link play, scored a really good goal as well. But then in the following week, he wasn't as influential. So it's really up to him to really keep his head, because if Waterhouse are going to start fueling their attack and become a better attacking team, he will have to be instrumental in that.
Yeah, and you mentioned in one of your responses Arnett being 2 points behind the leaders. This game, how important is it to Arnett? Of course, one, where the table is concerned, and two, where the confidence of the team is concerned for the rest of the season.
It's very important because Arnett have shown this season, and that's a reason that last week or earlier this week I said that I think that Arnett are one of the two favorites in my eyes to lift the title. A big reason for that is the fact that they've been beating all of the big teams. They've beaten Mount Pleasant already this season. They've beaten Cavalier twice. They've beaten Waterhouse. So it just shows that they have the moxie to beat the big teams. So carrying on with that point, I think it will be very important for them moving forward if they can show that, okay, we beat all of these teams, are going to continue doing it.
Yeah.
So when they get to the playoffs, they know that, yeah, we're better than these teams and we're going to prove it and win the title.
Yeah. Leger, are you on commentary on Monday night? Because apart from that Arnett Waterhouse game, Dunbehold and Harbourview will be the curtain raiser, and that's a repeat of last year's final, isn't it? Which went all the way to penalties.
Yeah, two excellent games.
Yeah.
Two excellent games. I'm very happy to be doing them. When it comes down to that Harbourview Dunbeholding game, I think it has the possibility of being exciting, but in the end, I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals in that one. Harbourview, as of late, haven't been scoring goals, as we all know. And then Dunbeholding, they're also a pitchy-patchy team in front of goal. Last week, they scored 4 goals against Falkland, but that's Falkland that have conceding 30 goals this season, 2 goals a game. And in this league, if you're conceding 2 goals a game, that's really something when it comes down to Falkland. So Dunbeholding, I'm not going to say that they're a really robust attacking team. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they can break down Harbourview. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not Harbourview can break down Dunbeholding, because they have been breaking down anybody.
Yeah.
So it's be interesting to see the lineups and the attacking play, if there is any.
Yeah.
Well, you have your work cut out and you'll be having a lot of fun. We'll miss you on the zone.
I'll see you on Tuesday, don't worry.
All right. All right, it's break time here now on the SportsMax zone. We'll be right back. Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news, and entertainment.